post-game live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Coming up next, Comcast SportsNet Central with Pat Boyle and Kip Lewis. You will hear from Jake Arrieta. With those guys coming up, you won't want to miss that. And we appreciate it from our Hall of Fame director, Terry Cortez, working overtime tonight. Enjoy the evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Big night at Clark and Addison. Hey, everybody. Mike's up with Kip Lewis. I am Pat Boyle. Welcome to SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. Jake Arrieta becomes the Major's first 20-game winner, while Joe Madden, he turns the friendly confines into a zoo.
Yeah, the Blackhawks return to the ice for the first time since hoisting the cup. And the White Sox tried to avoid being on the wrong side of history in the Motor City.
Plus, Bears safety Antrell Roll sounds off on the Bears' lack of preparation for their game against the Cardinals. SportsNet Central, let's go.
To SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
And we begin at Wrigley Field, where the Cubs were seeking a 9th straight win over the Brewers, and those chances appeared pretty good as Jake Arrieta got the start in search of his 20th win as the right-hander continued his bid for the NL Cy Young. Now to the hunt for October, presented by Felco. And hey, you know, you want to lighten the mood around Wrigley? Joe Madden brought in some friends before the game. We'll have more on that later in the show. And all the attention turned to Jake Arrieta, who continued his incredible pitching stretch. Through his first 3 innings pitched, Jake recorded 4 strikeouts, allowed just 1 hit and no runs, setting the table for his young Cubs hitters. In the bottom half of the third, the rookie Chris Bryant adding some run support.
Driven in the air, deep left center. Davis on the track. He can only watch it go. A 2-run homer. Chris Bryant with number 26, a new Cubs single-season rookie record. RBIs 96 and 97.
Bryant now in the record books ahead of sweet swinging Billy Williams. Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Let's go to the 5th inning. Another Cubs rookie gets some help from the Brewers fielders. Kyle Schwarber pops one up to right. Should be a routine fly ball, right? But no. Instead, Gene Segura botches the catch. Dexter Fowler scores from first. Cubs up by 3. Let's go to the 8th inning. More run support for Arrieta. Bryant back in the batter's box, knocks one into left center. Schwarber gets on his horse, and he placed the Cubs' 4th run of the game. Bryant now at 98 RBIs on the season. 9th inning, Arrieta dominant all game long. Jogs back to the bump to finish this one off. First up, Logan Schaefer strikes out looking. Next, going to be Adam Lind with a swing and a miss. Final batter up, can Jake finish the shutout?
This should do it. Baez to Rizzo. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner.
A complete game 3-hitter for the Cubs righty, 11 strikeouts, his 4th complete game of the year. Arrieta's ERA now at an amazing 1.88. But more importantly, he's at 20 wins. His teammates dousing him in a beer and water shower at the end as the Cubs take home the W 4-zip the final. Well, Arrieta is the youngest Cubs 20-game winner since Greg Maddux in 1992. The last Cub to win 20 games was John Lieber in 2001. Arrieta is just the 4th Cub in the last 41 years to win 20 games. Fergie Jenkins won 20 games 7 times in 8 years during the late 60s and early 70s. Here's Jake at the podium.
Jake, it's a milestone victory. What does 20 mean to you?
I don't know, really. You know, I've alluded to it before, but it just means that I'm putting my team in positions to win ball games. And at the end of the day, that's our goal, is to try and, you know, pile on as many as we can, especially with where we're at in the season. So wins now at this time are more important than ever. So just happy about getting one for the team and, you know, keeping the momentum going into tomorrow.
You probably would have liked those better than your last start, but doing it in front of the home crowd, does that add a little bit to it?
It does. It's special. The crowd here appreciates it. They were into it from the first pitch, and that's what makes playing this game so much fun. Is is playing it in front of your home crowd in a city like Chicago.
Are you pitching right now as well as you have all season, this role that you've been on, as we get toward the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say otherwise. It's been good. It's been consistent. Today I didn't feel sharp. I felt off, but those days where you have a handful of starts where it's a toss-up. You're not sure which way it's going to go, but your mindset plays a big deal in what the outcome looks like. So try to be mentally tough and grind it out, and just try and execute as much as I could.
What felt off then? What was off?
Coming into the game, my side was up and down. Felt like my timing throughout the game was slightly off, but that's not a huge factor that determines the result. It's more of how can I use what I have today and still win. And I was able to mix really well, throw everything for strikes. And those are most of the times the days where your body's not feeling well, your timing's not there. Those are the days you normally only have a pitch or two that you can throw for strikes and command. But I found a way to utilize the changeup, use the curveball in big situations, and get some quick outs. The pitch count was down throughout the game, I think until the 7th or 8th. Had some long at-bats, had a walk. But I was able to, bear down and make enough pitches to finish it.
If not for what it meant, Joe said he probably would have told you after 8. Can you appreciate a manager appreciating the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. And Joe does it, as good or better than anybody I've seen. It could have gone either way. I could have easily come out after 8. With all the factors in place. But he allowed me to go back out there and finish it in the 9th, and that's something you love to see from your manager.
Joe mentioned that you can't just look at the pitch count. The situation, high stress or not, really dictates things. Do you notice that as a pitcher, high stress situations really fatigue you more?
No, I think that at times it can. Those are sometimes where you try and add a little bit or do more than is necessary. So I think that's where the stress comes in with, guys on base. First inning, had a leadoff double, was able to get out of that. Those are quote-unquote high-stress pitches, but I don't intentionally try and add effort, but I just think the situation dictates a little bit more aggressive type stuff. But there weren't many of those situations throughout the game, so I think that bode pretty well for me tonight.
Jake, you're on a roll that very few pitchers in baseball have been on for like the last 2 or 3 months. Do you ever, away from the game, you're pretty humble, but do you, away from the game, do you ever say, wow, I'm really pitching out of this world?
Well, I know it's good. I know the results have been good, but I don't dwell on it for too long, because tomorrow I'm getting ready for Pittsburgh. But, at the end of the day, the body of work has been good. It's been what my team has needed. And I'm just fortunate enough to, be in situations where teams scoring runs, I'm pitching well, and, the wins add up. It's just kind of one of those things that doesn't happen often, but, you try and appreciate it when they do.
The moment with your teammates outside, kind of mosh pit there, what's that like?
Well, I mean, those are the kind of moments that you live for in this game. It's the first time we've done something like that on the field. We usually do that in the clubhouse, but it was fun. And that's something my teammates initiated. Just the support from the entire group of guys has been outstanding. And they're very appreciative, as am I, of the guys I have around me. Thanks, guys.
Coming into tonight's game, the magic number was at 4, and it's now at 3 to clinch their first playoff appearance since 2008. Coming up, we'll have more on the Wild Kingdom at Wrigley as Joe Madden tried to lighten the mood heading down the home stretch.
Russell Saucer past the deep, high sliding, shoots, butterfly safety, falls over, and scores! Duck and King! The Hawks take a 1-0
It's been 100 days since the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup on home ice. A short off season, but certainly eventful. Patrick Kane's tumultuous offseason has been well chronicled. Still no resolution to this serious rape allegation. But Kane said it was nice to see 88 jerseys lining up to get into the United Center for the festival last night. He added, fans have always been great here, but especially the past week or so. It's kind of what you've come to expect from Chicago fans. First preseason tilt, Blackhawks against the hated Red Wings. Captain, he would factor in this one early on. First period, 7 minutes in, Jan Hayda sends one in. Puck pops in the air. Kyle Bond swats at it. It's in the back of the net. Nice awareness by Bond. And he sticks out his tongue like MJ or something like that. 1-0 Hawks. Just over a minute later, 4-on-4, the captain dancing into the zone. Little wrister there from the circle. Taser makes it 2-0 Hawks. Blackhawks go on a penalty kill with 5.5 left in the first. Timo Pilkinen shoots. Nice save by Scott Darling, and then another stop on the rebound. Lamont Native stopping all 15 shots that he faced in the first. Second period, Wings on the attack. Darling makes a nice save on Joakim Anderson, then makes a pad save and a glove save on Drew Miller. Darling with a strong night net, 22 saves, nothing got by him. Hawks went on a power play, 6.5 minutes in. Taves shoots, Jimmy Howard gives up the rebound, and Teuvo Teravainen makes it 3-0 Blackhawks. Third period, it's 3-1 Hawks. Ryan Garbutt takes advantage of the Detroit turnover, puts the wrister off the post and in. Detroit, though, had 3 unanswered to force overtime, where Trevor Daley gets the game winner in OT. He was set up by Patrick Kane. Hawks take it 5-4. We will hear from the victorious Blackhawks in our next half hour. Luke Stuckmeyer is at the United Center. He will have a live report coming up at the bottom of the hour. Second half of this home and home against the Red Wings continues tomorrow night at the Joe. We will have it for you right here beginning at 6:30. That's going to be on Comcast SportsNet Plus. On to the developing story involving Patrick Kane. Several Buffalo outlets are reporting tonight that the lawyers for alleged rape victim will hold a news conference tomorrow afternoon at 1 Eastern to address recent leaks and rumors in the case.
With Jay Cutler out of action, it's Jimmy Clausen's time to shine. Coming up, Dave Wannstedt explains how he would get the Bears' backup quarterback ready for Sunday's showdown with the defending NFC champs, and why Matt Forte might see an increase in his workload against a tough Seattle D. Plus, the White Sox were almost on the wrong side of history tonight in Detroit. Highlights coming up next.
SportsNet Central on Comcast SportsNet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC. Now pay no interest for 5 years. Plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select 2015 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest.
I just had a horrible nightmare. My company's entire network went down and I was home in bed unaware. But that would never happen. Comcast Business monitors my company's network 24 hours a day and calls and emails me if something like this scary storm takes it offline, so I can rest easy. What, you don't have a desk bed?
Don't be left in the dark. Get proactive alerts 24/7. Comcast Business, built for business.
Something sizzling at Subway restaurants, and it's oh so irresistible. It's the Subway Steak and Cheese. And all September long, this savory foot-long sub is just $6. So make room for more of that tender, juicy steak you love, covered with a blanket of delectably melty cheese and topped with your favorite fresh veggies. Maybe even some Chipotle Southwest sauce. Always hot and handcrafted on freshly baked bread. So come in and crush your cravings with a $6 Subway Steak and Cheese foot-long today. Subway. Eat fresh.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. Lease the 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Hey, Kip, coming up at 11 o'clock, it's the Antrell Roll Show.
I'm excited, Pat.
I hope so. Bears safety breaks down some of the key plays from that loss to Arizona. He sets the table for that tough trip to Seattle. And he's got a movie review. We go rolling around the NFL. We talk about that crazy Vikings mascot that wanted a huge pay raise. And Antrell said he was heated after the Cardinals game with the way the defensive unit failed to execute the game plan.
I was heated. I felt like we could have played better. I thought we prepared better. I thought our coordinators, coaching staff done an excellent job, throughout the week of preparing us for this game. I just felt like if the players put a little bit more time in, extra study, film study, understanding what the offense was going to throw at us, I think we would have came out a little bit better than what we displayed throughout the course of that game.
You thought Arizona, if you watched tape leading up to the game, what you saw on tape was the formations, and they were pretty predictable. Is that what you're getting at?
It was exactly what we saw. It was exactly what we went through throughout the course of the week. Like I said, our coaches do an excellent job preparing us, breaking down game film, putting us in the best position possible. I think, the effort was good. Guys competed, there was great effort, but the execution wasn't so good. So I think we need to definitely pick it up in that department.
More from Antrell coming up at 11 o'clock. Vegas has made Seattle a 2-touchdown favorite against the Bears, with both teams searching for their first victory on the year. The Sharps feel confident the team that's been in the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons will figure things out this week at home. As for the adjustments John Fox and the Bears need to make, our Mark Shanowski asked former Bears coach Dave Wanstead how he would prep his team.
All right, thank you very much. The Bears now 0-2, 2 home defeats, and I know as a former coach, you hate to lose those games at home. What does John Fox and his staff, when they look at the tape, what adjustments will they try to make looking into Week 3?
Well, I think, the number one thing is how we're going to create some pressure. And when you look at Week 3, Seattle Seahawks, it's a completely different offense and defense than what they faced this week with Arizona. 2 points on offense. Now you do have a quarterback and running back that will run the quarterback keep play. The quarterback read option type of play with Russell Wilson. Will keep it and run it, where obviously Carson Palmer, was not going to do it. And the other side of the coin, Arizona is a 3-4. It's the old Dick LeBeau Steeler defense. A lot of pressure out of the 3-down linemen, where the Seattle Seahawks are all 4-down line, and it's a little bit more vanilla look, a little bit plainer from a standpoint of blitzes and stuff, but it is 4-down linemen as compared to 3, so that'll be different for the offense.
You've been through the situation many times in your coaching career. You lose your starting quarterback to an injury. You have to get the backup ready. What goes on in those first 2 days in terms of planning to get a game plan in place that Jimmy Clausen can be successful in?
Well, it's going to be, the coaches are going to have to determine, okay, let's look at the big picture. What do we have to do to beat Seattle? How do we match up with special teams? How do we match up with defense? How do we match up with offense? How many points do you think we're going to have to score? All this goes into determining what you're going to ask your quarterback to do. So, if this is going to be a high-scoring game in their opinion, now all of a sudden, and they're not comfortable with Jimmy Clausen making some of the throws that Jay might make, you've got to take those plays out. So they'll tweak it once the head coach decides, okay, guys, tell me here offense, tell me special teams, tell me defense. What do we got to do to win this game? Now we pull it all together.
Would you expect to see a very heavy reliance on the running game with Matt Forte?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would run it more, and particularly out there, the conditions out there, you got to be ready for rain, you got to be ready for a lot of wind. All that stuff will play into when you finalize a game plan.
A very challenging week ahead for John Fox and his staff getting ready for the defending NFC champion Seattle Seahawks.
Well, the Sox were on the road in Detroit meeting up with the Tigers. It's another season of disappointment for Jose Quintana. The lefty has once again pitched well, but it hasn't shown up in the win column. Since 2012, Quintana has 50 no decisions, the most in the majors. And he'd get out-dueled early in this one by lefty Daniel Norris, who threw 5 perfect innings. Norris on a pitch limit coming off the DL paved the way for a near combined no-hitter. 9th inning, Sox down 1-0, 2 outs away from a combined no-no. Tyler Saladino ends that with a gapper to left center. The triple led to the game-tying single by Adam Eaton. We go to extra innings, tied at 1. Oh, these are long highlights. Hold your breath. Bottom of the 10th, Zach Duke walks Anthony Ghost. Then Rajay Davis sends one into the right field corner. The speedy Ghost comes all the way around from first to score. That's the end of your highlights. Tigers rally to win 2-1. Time for tonight's Country Financial top performers. Cody Ash went 3 for 4. He had 2 homers as the Phillies beat the Marlins 6-2. Matt Whistler of the Braves struck out 8 over 7 innings, and their 6-2 win over the Mets. And Ubaldo Jimenez threw 6 scoreless innings as the Orioles beat the Nationals.
All right, we've seen Joe Madden bring a magician into the Cubs clubhouse to lighten the mood. Today, he tore a page out of his Tampa playbook, turning Wrigley into a zoo. We'll run down all the animals, flamingos and whatnot, hanging out with the Cubs earlier today.
White Sox fans, SoxFest 2016 returns on January 29th through the 31st, bringing ballpark fun to the Hilton Chicago. You'll score an autograph or photo with your favorite current players and coaches, as well as White Sox greats. Your favorite areas are back with an interactive space to play games, win prizes, and shop for White Sox gear. It'll be a weekend of White Sox baseball that you won't want to miss. Visit whitesox.com/SoxFest today.
Tomorrow, arch rivals go head-to-head one more time as the Silver and Black try to take the series finale from Detroit. Coverage begins with White Sox pregame live, presented by Orland Park Toyota. Sox versus Tigers tomorrow at 11:30 on CSN.
Ta-da! What? Yes! Yes. Arby's, we have the meats.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business.
Remember the invite? Remember to make reservations?
Absolutely.
Remember the tickets? Remember where we parked?
The generously appointed Lexus ES and ES Hybrid with leading-edge connectivity. Unforgettable. Lease the 2015 ES 350 for $329 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
They're chasing October, but first the Cubs have some business to settle in a late September series finale with Milwaukee. We've got Bryant, they've got Braun. It's Blue versus Brew, live from Wrigley. Cubs, Brewers, tomorrow at 7 on CSN.
Welcome back. Our GMC professional grade player is none other than Jake Arrieta, who became the first 20-game winner for the Cubs since 2001 by throwing a 3-hit shutout against the Brewers at Wrigley Field. And after the final out, the celebration was on as the Cubs lower their magic number to 3 for clinching a playoff spot.
All right, so Jake was the main attraction, but Joe Madden was at it again before tonight's ballgame, turning Wrigley Field into, I guess, a petting zoo. Cubs skipper brought in a snow leopard, a sloth, a penguin, Chilean flamingo named Warren. Matt loves pink flamingos. You'll hear that coming up here in a second. The animals were provided by the Shed Aquarium and the Columbus Zoo.
I'm a big pink flamingo fan. That's why I really insisted on that. Back in California, we have 2 in the front window. I'd love to take Warren home and have him coexist with our Winston and Clementine if that were possible. But I think one of the coolest things out there, and my goal in life is to eventually own a bar named the Pink Flamingo. So if that ever happens, you know I've made it. And if that ever does happen, Warren's going to be at the opening night.
The plays of the day are presented by Lexus.
Oh, the goal is the World Series and then the Pink Flamingo bar. Anyway, number 3, Indians Twins. Trevor Plouffe in the hole, but Francisco Lindor having none of it. Dives, gets up, throws out. Plouffe is a future Gold Glover at short. Twins win 3-1.
Let's go to the United Center for number 2. Scott Darling with 3 great saves, capping it off with the glove stop on Drew Miller. Take another look. Darling sprawling in the net. Hawks win 5-4 in overtime. I love German Bundesliga. I'm a huge fan. Oh, yeah. Every week I record all the German Bundesliga soccer patches.
I'll let you do the highlight then in the next half hour.
With a pink flamingo next to me.
That's it. Thanks for watching SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. But we're not done.
No.
Full half hour.
Oh, yeah, another 30 minutes of all this excitement coming back your way. Another edition of SportsNet Central next.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC.
Now pay no interest for 5 years. Plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select 2015 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest.
Something sizzling at Subway restaurants. It's the Subway Steak and Cheese Footlong Sub. And all September, it's just $6. So make room for that tender steak and melty cheese topped with your favorite fresh veggies. Come and get a $6 Subway Steak and Cheese Footlong today. Subway. Eat fresh.
Morgan State University plays Howard University in the 18th Annual Chicago Football Classic, Saturday, September 26th at Soldier Field. College Fair at 10. Tailgating at noon. Kickoff at 3:30 p.m. In partnership with NBC5 Chicago. Making a difference. Visit ChicagoFootballClassic.biz.
Ever wish you could go back in time? Now you can with Restart from DirecTV. When you connect your DirecTV DVR to the internet, never worry about tuning in late again. When you see this icon, you can instantly go back to the beginning of a show, even if you didn't record it. With DirecTV, what's gone is not really gone. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
Every day is a sport. Getting that raise, asking her out, being yourself, that's a sport. And at Sport Clips, our MVP experience is going to help you win it. Maybe a massaging shampoo, a hot steam towel, and an awesome cut doesn't sound like much, but it might be all the edge you need. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
You could win a trip to Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll experience 2 jaw-dropping theme parks and stay on site at Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Plus, you'll score an invite to attend the grand opening of Universal's newest dining experience, NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Just log on to csnchicago.com/universal to enter for your chance to win. Brought to you by The Great Escape.
I'm John Lester, and you're watching the home of Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago.
Hey, what's up? Mike Side with Kip Lewis in a nice beige coat. I am Pat Boyle. Welcome to SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. Jake Arrieta becomes the Major's first 20-game winner on this night, while Joe Madden turned the friendly confines into a petting zoo.
The Blackhawks return to the ice for the first time since hoisting the cup, and the White Sox try to avoid being on the wrong side of history in the Motor City.
Plus, Bears safety Antrell Roll sounds off on the Bears' lack of preparation for their game against the Cardinals. SportsNet Central, let's go.
to SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
We begin at Wrigley Field, where the Cubs were seeking a 9th straight win over the Brewers. And those chances, well, they appeared pretty good as Jake Arrieta got the start in search of his 20th win as the right-hander continued his bid for the NL Cy Young. Now to the hunt for October, presented by Feldco. And to lighten the mood around Wrigley, Joe Maddon brought in, well, some friends, I guess you could call them, before the game. But more on that a little bit later in the show. All the attention, though, on Jake Arrieta, who continued his incredible pitching stretch. Through his first 3 innings pitched, Jake recorded 4 strikeouts, allowed just 1 hit and no runs, setting the table for his young Cubs hitters. In the bottom of the 3rd, the rookie Chris Bryant adding some run support.
Here's Bryant, the pitch. Driven in the air, deep left center. Davis on the track. He can only watch it go. A 2-run homer. Chris Bryant with number 26, a new Cubs single-season rookie record. RBIs 96 and 97.
Bryant now in the record books ahead of sweet swinging Billy Williams. Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Let's go to the 5th. Another Cubs rookie gets some help from the Brewers fielders. That would be Kyle Schwarber. Pops one up to right. Should be a routine fly ball to end the inning. Instead, Gene Segura botches the catch. Dexter Fowler scores from first. Cubs up by 3. 8th inning, more run support for Arrieta. Bryant back in the batter's box. This time knocks one into left center. Schwarber gets on his horse and plates the Cubs' 4th run of the game. Bryant now at 98 RBIs this season. 9th inning, Arrieta dominant all game long. Jogs back out to the bump to finish this one off. First up, Logan Schaefer strikes out looking. Next, Adam Lind with his swing and miss. Final batter up, can Jake finish the shutout?
This should do it. Baez to Rizzo. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner.
A complete game 3 hitter for the Cubs righty, 11 strikeouts. His 4th complete game of the year. Arrieta's ERA now an amazing 1.88. But more importantly, he's at 20 wins. His teammates dousing him in beer and water. At the end of the game, the Cubs take home the W 4-0. Arrieta is the youngest Cubs 20-game winner since Greg Maddux in 1992. The last Cub to win 20 games was John Lieber in 2001. Arrieta is just the 4th Cub in the last 41 years to win 20 games. Fergie Jenkins won 20 games 7 times in 8 years during the late 60s and early 70s. After the game, our Kelly Krull caught up with Arrieta on the field.
I know it's all about the team wins for you, but in this moment, reflect on what tonight means to you.
Really, I think it's just preparing us for a postseason atmosphere. You know, the fans have been tremendous here all year, and it's getting better as the season wears on. So I just wanted to come out and put up a good effort, you know, help us get a win and put us in a good position to finish off strong.
108 pitches going into that 9th inning, but you heard this crowd. How good did you feel at that moment?
Well, I was ready. I was ready for the 9th, you know, and Joe and Boz, they knew that. You know, I prepared for that, so I was ready for it.
Jake, just describe what this entire season's been like for you.
It's been a lot of fun. You know, a lot of hard work and preparation is paying off, and I'm just going to keep going. You know, I'm not satisfied with where we're at yet. Just need to keep moving forward.
Well, I think this crowd is waiting on you right now. Enjoy this one tonight, Jake.
Appreciate it.
There you guys go. Oh!
Kelly's showing some quick feet. I like that.
She's getting used to it. She had to do it about 10 times.
Coming into tonight's game, the magic number was at 4, and now it's at 3 to clinch their first playoff appearance since 2008.
I love the magic number reveal.
Don't you? That's
almost
pretty
as exciting as the wins to the Stanley Cup reveal, or this.
Oh, no, this is way more exciting. Yeah. Coming up, we'll have more on the Wild Kingdom at Wrigley as Joe Maddon tried to lighten the mood heading down the home stretch. I want one of those.
Cardinals. No pets, but they began the night with a 6-game lead on the Cubs. St. Louis hosting Cincy, tied at 1 of the 7th. Tommy Pham already with an RBI double on the night. Gets a little sac fly here. That would play Tony Cruz. They'd add another sac fly later. Exciting highlight. Cardinals win it. 3-1 your final.
That's a pretty good sarcasm.
Also saucer past the deep high slide. He shoots. What a place. He follows up. Score! Duncan King!
negotiates for the puck. Over the Lightning line, left wing, drop pass Richards, closes it, put it across, he score! It's Patrick Kane with his first goal in the final! It's 2-0 Hawks with 5:14 left in the third! And this crowd can smell it! For the third time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved! The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup!
It's been just 100 days since the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup on home ice. Short offseason, but certainly eventful. Patrick Kane's tumultuous offseason has been well chronicled. Still no resolutions to the serious rape allegation, but Kane said it was nice to see 88 jerseys lining up to get into the United Center for the festival last night, adding, fans have always been great here, but especially the past week or so, it's kind of what you've come to expect from Chicago fans. First preseason tilt tonight, Hawks and their original 6 foe from Detroit, the Red Wings. Captain getting involved early in this one. But first, 7 minutes in, Jake Arrieta sends one in. The puck pops in the air, and Kyle Bond swats at it. Nice awareness here by Bond, clearly into the Cubs. And into Michael Jordan as well, a little tongue wag there. Just over a minute later, it's 4-on-4. Jonathan Taves dancing in, little wrister there. The captain made it 2-0. Blackhawks goal on a penalty kill with 5.5 left in the first. Timo Pilkinen shoots. Nice save by Scott Darling, and then another stop on the rebound. Lamont native deflecting all 15 shots he saw in that first period. Second period, Wings on the attack. Darling makes a nice save on Joakim Anderson. That makes a pad save and a glove save on Drew Miller. Darling strong in net tonight, 22 stops and no goals allowed. Hawks went on a power play 6.5 minutes into the second period. Taves shoots, Jimmy Howard gives up the rebound, and Tavo puts it past him. It's 3-0. Third period, 3-1 Hawks. Ryan Garbutt takes advantage of the Detroit turnover, and he makes it 4-1, but the Wings would score 3 unanswered and force overtime. New rules now, 3-on-3 in overtime. Check this out. Kane finding the new addition, Trevor Daley, on the back door. Hawks beat the Wings 5-4 in overtime. Here's Joel Quenneville moments ago.
Your overall thoughts on some of these guys tonight?
I thought we had a real good start to the game, good pace, good energy. They had a good third period and got themselves back into it, and great finish. It is now. So it is. We had some good exposure to it in Notre Dame and the scrimmages, and you get a little bit of an idea what can happen, and it's almost like there's a lot of mindset of 2 defensemen, 2 forwards. How do you want to do it, and the strategy of how you want to play without the puck in your own end. You can play man on man, you can play zone. But it's almost like the guy who gets the first chance might not be the best chance. And you get 3-on-1 all day. That's they've got a break on there and then bumping into each other. But it's one of those deals that I think they said last night almost every game was like 6 out of 7 they scored. And tonight, I think that once the novelty of figuring it out defensively, I think that might change things. But certainly it's been effective right now for what their goal was.
Hawks in Detroit tomorrow night. We'll have it for you on CSN+. On to the developing story involving Patrick Kane. Several Buffalo outlets are reporting tonight that the lawyers for the alleged rape victim will hold a news conference tomorrow afternoon to address the recent leaks and rumors in the case. CSN+ will carry the press conference live tomorrow at noon.
With Jay Cutler out of action, it's Jimmy Clausen's time to shine. Coming up, Dave Wannstedt explains how he would get the Bears' backup quarterback ready for Sunday's showdown with defending NFC champs, and why Matt Forte might see an increase in his workload against a tough Seattle D. Plus, the White Sox were almost on the wrong side of history tonight in Detroit. Highlights coming up next.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision.
This is GMC. Now pay no interest for 5 years. Plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select 2015 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest.
They're chasing October, but first the Cubs have some business to settle in a late September series finale with Milwaukee. We've got Bryant, they've got Braun. It's Blue versus Brew, live from Wrigley. Cubs, Brewers, tomorrow at 7 on CSN.
Ta-da! What? Yes! Yes. Arby's, we have the meats.
Brian Barehand, great at bat by Soler. High drive. Rizzo save. Caught by Russell. Struck him out. What a moment for the kid.
Catch was my therapy growing up. With a ball and glove, my dad and I could work out anything. Today, I have my own kids. Hey, want to play some catch?
Sure.
And catch is still my therapy. All right, give me a fastball here. Whoa. Just two people, a ball, and a backyard. And the comfort of home.
Every home has a story. Tell yours at ColdwellBanker.com.
The savings at Arlington Acura are so big. You can only see them from this altitude.
View the savings on brand new 2015 TLX. Lease one today for just $199 a month with more than 110 to choose from.
Be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Arlington Acura in Palatine, just west of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
Hey, if you need a family vacation, enter for your chance to win a 3-night trip to Universal Orlando Resort and experience all of the action, thrills, and excitement, including an invite to attend the grand opening of Universal's newest dining experience, NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Vacation like you mean it. Visit csnchicago.com/universal to enter.
Vegas has made Seattle a 2-touchdown favorite against the Bears on Sunday, with both teams searching for their first victory on the year. The Sharps feel confident that the team has been to the Super Bowl the last 2 seasons, will figure things out this week at home. As for the adjustments John Fox and the Bears need to make, our Mark Shanowski asked former Bears head coach Dave Wannstedt how he would prep this team.
All right, thank you very much. The Bears now 0-2, 2 home defeats, and I know as a former coach, you hate to lose those games at home. What does John Fox and his staff, when they look at the tape, what adjustments will they try to make looking into Week 3?
Well, I think, you know, the number one thing is how we're going to create some pressure. You know, and when you look at Week 3, Seattle Seahawks, it's a completely different offense and defense than what they faced this week with Arizona. 2 points on offense. Now you do have a quarterback and running back that will run the quarterback keep play. You know, the quarterback read option type of play. With Russell Wilson, will keep it and run it, where obviously Carson Palmer, you know, was not going to do it. And the other side of the coin, Arizona is a 3-4. It's the old Dick LeBeau Steeler defense. A lot of pressure out of the 3-down linemen, where the Seattle Seahawks are all 4-down line, and it's a little bit more vanilla look, a little bit plainer from a standpoint of blitzes and stuff, but it is 4-down linemen as compared to 3, so that'll be different for the offense.
You've been through the situation many times in your coaching career. You lose your starting quarterback to an injury.